Use up your yarn stash and make something beautiful. In this video I will show you how to make these super cute granny square Christmas trees. So to make your Christmas trees you're going to need some yarn. You can use as many colours as you like. This is an Aran weight, which is the equivalent of a US worsted. You will also need some jute twine, scissors, 5mm hook. You'll need both a large darning needle for sewing the yarn and also one with a smaller eye to sew on the buttons, some star-shaped wooden buttons, some cinnamon sticks and a glue gun. So we're going to start by making our granny square. So you want to put a slip knot on your hook, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to join with a slip stitch to make a ring, and then we're going to chain 3. This counts as a double crochet, and then we're then going to put 2 double crochet into the ring. Then going to chain 2. This is our first corner, and then put 3 double crochet into the ring. Oops. Now I'm working over my tail as I go, because you can then just pull that tight and it closes up that ring a bit. So we're going to chain 2 for the next corner, another 3 double crochet into the ring, chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into that ring. And we're going to end with another chain 2 and join with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3, and then we're going to fasten off. Now I like to weave my tails in as I go, so what I do, I turn this granny square over and I just put my hook through these bumps on the back of the stitches, and then I pull that through, and I do that on the next one as well. When we work the next round we're going to work over the top of those and they'll be secured, and then all you need to do is trim that end. Right, so let's join our next colour. And chain 3. Again, that counts as our first double crochet. So we're in the corner space here. We're going to put 2 more double crochet into that space. Chain 2 for the corner, and then 3 double crochet into that space. And again, I'm working over my tail here. It's 1, 2. Now the way I like to carry this across, I don't like to leave this float at the back here. I know we're not going to see them in this particular in these Christmas trees, but just so that you know how to do it without carrying a float, I'll show you. So you do the first part of your double crochet like so, then you take the tail, you lay it over the top of the hook, and then you just finish off your double crochet stitch. So now this tail is up here. You're now going to hold it to the next corner, and you'll work around the tail and you're working yarn. So that's, you yarn over with both, go into that corner, pick up that loop, and then finish off your stitch as normal. And then you can just give that a little bit of a tug, and then that disappears completely, and then you can work over into that corner as well, and then your tail is secured and you have no long floats at the back. So if you're making a blanket with granny squares and you want it to be double-sided, then you can use this method. So we'll chain 2 for the corner, another 3 double crochet into that corner, And we're going to do this in both of the next two corners. So we'll 3 double crochet into the chain space, chain 2, 3 double crochet, and the same into the next chain space. There we are at the end of the round, and we're just going to join with the slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 and fasten off. Okay, so we're ready to start round 3. And this is the round that you will just repeat to make your square as big as you want. So I'm going in. I like to go in at the space next to the corner space. I'll show you why in a minute. So we'll join our new colour, chain 3. That's our first double crochet, 2 more into that space. And then I'm going to carry that yarn again by laying it over the hook, finishing off a stitch, and then pulling that across to the corner. Now when you work over your end at the corner, it's got 6 stitches holding it in place rather than just 3, so it's a bit more secure. So that's the only reason why I start off next to a corner instead of in the corner. I know most people like to start off in the corner, but we're going to put 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into this corner. Then I'm going to put 3 double crochet into the next space and then work another corner. 3 double crochet into the next space, work a corner, 3 double crochet into the next space and work that corner. And that's exactly what you're going to do until you have 4 rounds. So when you get to the end of that round, then just join to the top of that chain 3 with the slip stitch. So I'm at the end of round 5 and I'm going to finish off as normal with a slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 and fasten off. I'm going to leave quite a long tail now so that I can use this tail to seam the back of the tree. So you probably want to leave around maybe 12 inches. Now all of these tails in the back, you can just go ahead and snip those off because we've worked over all of those tails, so there's no ends to weave in at all. Okay, so we're going to turn our granny square over to the wrong side with your tail end here and your square oriented in a kind of diamond shape. We're going to fold these 2 sides over. This will be where you will seam, and this side will go up inside. You want to start by pushing your cinnamon stick through. So you've got the center of the square here, you've got 1, 2 corner holes. It's going to go through that second one. Just push that inside like that, and you want to have like the seam of the cinnamon stick at the back, and the top of your cinnamon stick should reach the center of the square. So we're going to pop a little bit of hot glue right in there. Just put a little blob in there and just push your cinnamon stick down into that. Then we're going to put another blob on the top. And we're going to fold this end up, corner, and just push that into the glue, like so. Then I'm going to take a length of the twine and pop another blob of glue just on the top of that cinnamon stick there. And we're going to wrap the twine around. Leave yourself enough space to tie a knot afterwards. We just wrap it around a few times, as many times as you want, and then just tie that end. Nice and tight. Cut those ends off. Now I'm going to make a tiny little bow out of the jute to stick on the front. Can be a bit fiddly. You could probably actually buy ready-made ones if you wanted to. You could use ribbon if you didn't want to use jute. I like the rustic feel you get with the jute, and I think it goes with the colours I've chosen. But if you wanted to use like really nice bright colours, it might look really pretty with some coloured ribbon. There we go. Cut those ends. And put another blob of glue. And stick your bow on there. I think I nearly stuck my fingers to the tree there. So we're next going to make a hanging loop. So make that as long as you would like it to be. Just tie a knot in the end. And then we're going to put another blob of glue in the top here. And stick our hanging loop in there. Like so. Then going to take our large darning needle. I'm going to fold these sides over. Now if you want, you can sew the bottom piece of this down, or you could leave it open in case you wanted to put anything in there, like a gift card or a little note. You could maybe put a Bible verse in there. So I'm just going to take the yarn across with a few stitches to get to where we need to sew together, and then I'm going to go through the back loops and just to do a little whip stitch. I am going to put one stitch just through here to secure, but if you want to, as I said, you can leave that open. And then just go through the back loops of each stitch all the way up to close your tree. Once you get to the top, you just want to make a little loop, put your needle through there to make a knot, and then hide your tail inside the tree. There we go. It looks really cute already. I'm going to add a little star to this. So I've got these cute little wooden star buttons. I got all of the extra materials from Amazon. So what I will do is I will link all of these into my UK Amazon shopfront, and I will try and find equivalent things for the US shopfront. So you can go and have a look there, and if you want to get any of these, you can do. Okay, so for this, we're going to use a piece of jute. What I've done is, because this jute is quite thick, I've split this piece into 3 strands so that I can thread it onto this needle. There we go. So all we're going to do is, with the right side of the button facing, we're going to go from front to back with the jute through the button, and then we're going to go just through the top and then back through the other side of the button, and then all we need to do is just tie a little knot. And then we can just snip off those long ends. And then you have a really cute Christmas tree ornament. As you can see from these larger squares, I used 5 rounds for these, and for this smaller one, I used 4 rounds. If you'd like more stash busting ideas, then check out my playlist right here on YouTube. Bye bye now.